It feels like you have traveled the world after a visit to Death Valley. This national park boasts epic landscapes, including enormous salt flats, rolling sand dunes, massive craters, rainbow-colored mountains, and rugged golden canyons. It is a bucket list destination. If you're looking for the must-see spots in Death Valley, you have come to the right place. In this video, I'm sharing with you the highlights of the park that are not to be missed. Also, don't make these 6 mistakes like we did. During our visit, we learned some valuable tips the hard way. So sprinkled throughout this video, I will share those 6 mistakes to avoid so you can have a smooth and unforgettable trip to Death Valley National Park. I'm going to start this off with the first mistake we made that you will want to avoid, and that is download your map. Do it now before you forget. You will have no service once you are inside Death Valley. First up on the must-see spots in Death Valley is Zabriskie Point. Zabriskie Point features stunning panoramic views of the Badlands. It is an easy and paved uphill walk to the Vista Point. You could also hike the short trails that lead out to the hills. The golden, rugged rock formations make for a jaw-dropping landscape. The best way to experience Zabriskie Point is either at sunrise or sunset. We chose to visit at sunrise, and the golden and chocolate brown hues of the mountain range looked incredible in the morning sunlight. We arrived way too early for sunrise. From the parking lot, it is a 10-minute or less hike to the top. However, be mindful that the sun is rising over a mountain range. Even though the sun has already risen in other areas of the park, it will still take an additional half hour to rise above the mountains. You will need to be patient to get that perfect sunrise photo. Dantes View is one of my favorite locations that we visited in Death Valley. There is a steep and winding road to get to the top of the parking lot. But that moment when you step foot out of your car, there are spectacular views overlooking Death Valley onto Badwater Basin and Panamint Valley. The pictures don't do it justice. This viewpoint is truly breathtaking. If you have time, you can do a short but steep hike to get a different perspective of the valley. Teleport yourself to a slice of the Sahara Desert at the Mesquite sand dunes. The large mounds of rippled sand cover a vast area in Death Valley. You'll have to do a little bit of hiking to get to the larger dunes, so it is best to do this before the afternoon heat or right before sunset. The largest sand dune is 140 feet tall and is famously known for its role in Star Wars. Make sure to pack lots and lots of water. We greatly underestimated how much water we needed. Staying hydrated during your trip to the hottest place on Earth is so important. The Ubehebe Crater is a 600-foot volcanic crater that was created about 2,000 years ago from a steam and gas explosion. It is a quick visit. The crater is located just a few steps away from the parking lot, and there is a trail that walks along the rim of the crater. It is about an hour out of the way from the other must-see locations. To break up the long drive back from the crater, stop for some lunch. You can either go to Stovepipe Wells Village or Furnace Creek. Without using our GPS, it was easy to miss the turn you take toward Ubehebe Crater. Keep your eyes peeled for Scotty's Castle Road. Do not continue on 190 because it will take you in the wrong direction. Artist Drive is a 9-mile, one-way, winding drive through multi-hued mountains. The scenic loop has a couple of stops along the way where you can get out of your car and explore. One must-visit stop is to view Artist Palette. Artist Palette is a way to see Rainbow Mountain without hiking at an elevation of 16,000 feet in Peru. To get to Artist Palette, it is a short and steep hike. Splattered across the mountains are the hues of green, blue, purple, and yellow. The rainbow colors are from a mix of rich minerals and elements found in the soil that have oxidized and produce these colorful mountains. There are only 3 gas stations in Death Valley National Park, and you guessed it, they are very pricey, even for California. Be aware of your gas tank at all times. If you need to get a tow in Death Valley, it is extremely expensive. Another tip will be to make sure you fill up your tank before entering the park, whether you need it or not. You will start your day off with a full tank and spend less on gas. Devil's Golf Course is an otherworldly terrain. The large field is covered with jagged, crystallized salt formations. The Devil's Golf Course gets its unique name after a 1934 National Park guidebook stated, "Only the devil could play golf on its surface." You're allowed to walk on Devil's Golf Course, but watch your footing because you could easily trip and fall onto the sharp salt slabs. Badwater Basin in Death Valley is a surreal and mesmerizing natural phenomenon. Sitting at 282 feet below sea level, Badwater Basin is the lowest point in North America. From the parking lot, you can see the start of the salt flats, but don't be fooled. The salt flats that you want to see are a 30-minute walk away. The further you walk out, the salt flats begin to transform into their unique honeycomb and geometric shapes. These expansive salt flats stretch as far as the eye can see, with a backdrop of rugged mountains. The best time to visit Badwater Basin is right before sunset to experience the sky light up in beautiful colors of blue, yellow, and pink. We did not realize that the walk to the hexagonal salt flats would take so long, so be prepared and arrive at Badwater Basin at least 30 minutes before sunset. When deciding on where to stay in Death Valley, I suggest lodging inside of the national park. This way you'll be closer to the main sites. I recommend the Inn at Death Valley. It is the best place to stay because of location of the hotel. It's a beautiful property, stunning views, and the highest rated accommodation in Death Valley. If you're looking for a more budget-friendly option, then check out lodging in Beatty, Nevada. It's a quirky small town right outside of Death Valley's gates. Death Valley is huge, it's hot, it's hard to get to, but I promise you all the effort and planning is 1,000 times worth it. I hope this guide of must-see spots will help you plan an epic trip to this iconic national park. Check out my next video for another amazing California location.